Hey guys, John here again. Right, most of you will realise that I haven't done many videos lately. I did one, or uploaded one 4 days ago. Usually I do about 3 or 4 a day. But yeah, just been feeling very sort of down in the dumps and inside myself. Just feeling really crap. Even now, things are, sort of seem to be going up in my life, but I don't feel that awesome inside today. So, I've been listening to a lot of music and just chilling on my guitars, and that's why I haven't been on YouTube. I'm going to do this. There's a thread going around. Just watched Jared at Backwards Metal do his, and it's 10 albums that you think, or I think, that everybody's had, or at some point in their life had this album, cassette, CD, vinyl, whatever. But it's something I think that most rock and metal people would have had in their collection. So I'm going to start off with, this is a bit rock, but not too much. And I believe most people would have had this in their collection. Even if you hate the band, you must have listened to it. And it is Joshua Tree by U2. And I still own about 4 or 5 copies of this, of the original. And yeah, I actually love listening to the early U2, and I must be the only one out there that likes their new album that came out a couple of years ago. But yeah, no, this is obviously one of their most well-known records, and that is what I believe most people have got or have listened to or had in their collection. The next one will be Queen, A Night at the Opera. But yeah, this is got Bohemian Rhapsody on. I think this is the oldest album I'm going to show today. But yeah, I'm sure 95% of people watching this have had this record in their collection. But yeah, one of my faves. And this one is an album that was one of the first albums I listened to 25 years ago by this band, and it is ZZ Top, Eliminator. There's probably like one song on here that I like, and that's Legs, and Sharp Dressed Man actually. But the rest of them, I'm just so bored of listening to this album. But the amount of these that I pick up, I can guarantee that someone, or most people out there, have had this record. And yeah, I liked it when I first got it all them years ago, but I only keep it because I've got all their other stuff, so, and I need to keep that. So I can say I've got all their records. Right, this one I'm sure millions of people have had in their collection. So I think it was classed as the highest selling or most selling greatest hits, I think. And it is the Eagles, and it's this one's actually on coloured vinyl. This is their greatest hits, and it's got 1976 on there. So that might, yeah. So the Queen one's still the oldest. So yeah, that one there. Really, really, really cool. Love all the songs on there. But yeah, pretty amazing. And then the next one, I think a lot of people probably would have had this in their collection because of the artwork. It's just so iconic, and you know, great singer, great guitarist as well. And it is Rainbow, and the album Rising. And actually this was 76 as well, so the Queen one just pips this to the post for being the oldest at the moment. But yeah, we've got Ronnie James Dio, Richie Blackmore, Tony Carey, Cozy Powell, and Jimmy Bain. But yeah, really, really, really iconic, and I think that really sells that record as well. Next one, I don't know if a lot of people in the UK would have had this so much, but this was huge. This was a big album back in the early 80s, and oh, sorry, I just got something wrong with my fingers, hurting. I'm playing my guitar. Right, Journey, Escape, and if you love Don't Stop Believing, I'm sure you would have bought this album instead of a Greatest Hits. So yeah, that's well, they're most. I think they're probably their most sold record. So that's from '81, and got 4 more to go. Right, and this one, actually, I think I might have just right there. I can't remember when this record came out now. This might have actually no. This is older than the Queen one, and I'm sure a hell of a lot of people out there have had this in their collection. I've just taken out the sleeve, and it is Led Zeppelin's 4, Volume 4, or just 4, Zeppelin 4, and yeah, just because it's had Stairway to Heaven on it, and I like about 95% of that album, 98%, something like that. But yeah, absolutely awesome, love that. Probably my favourite one to play all the way through, and very iconic sleeve as well. I haven't done these in order, so the last 3, this one was one of the first band I got into, and people are shouting at the screen saying, yep, we know what it is, John, because they've seen my videos before. But this song, when it came out, it hit #1 and just catapulted this band that way. And yeah, just, you know, even when I was a kid, I didn't know many people that liked this band, probably one person that I ever met. And then since I've been on the vinyl community, and I've seen other people showing their albums, I'm like, okay, so there is a lot of people out there that like them. And it is Europe, Final Countdown album, and yeah, this is an album that's, you know, I'm forever picking up the Final Countdown singles. I showed one in my last video, so every time I see one, it's in mint condition, I pick it up. And yeah, what have I got? About 15 of them now. So if you've got any Final Countdown singles you don't want, I'll buy them off you. Or any other Europe singles. Right, so yeah, that's from '86. The next one I'm going to do, and this will be, God, pain in my ear now. Right, very iconic sleeve. Had this many times. Loved this album from the time it came out, and it is Def Leppard Hysteria. And I know Jared showed Pyromania, and he knows, just like me, I know he's a fan, he knows I'm a fan, and yeah. And any of you people out there that don't like him, you can go and kiss my ass. I'm joking. Right, yeah. One of the biggest records of the 80s, behind Thriller. So yeah, awesome. And then another album that came out at that time as well, and absolutely huge, Whitesnake, the 1987 album. And yeah, the cover has always been one where I'm like, sometimes I like it, sometimes I look at it and I think, I wish it was a bit more interesting, but I suppose as I got older I've appreciated it more. But back then I was like, it's a bit boring. But other than that, I can listen to the whole of that record and I don't get bored of it. And that's my last one of the records. I believe 95% of metalheads or rockheads have had in their collection. So, and if you haven't, well, go out and buy it. Try it. Listen to it on YouTube first. And there'll be loads of people watching this video that are new to this sort of music, and they'll be like, yeah, we're going to listen to what John's just said, or check out other guys that are on my subscriptions and check out what they listen to. And obviously when we were young and before the internet, we just had to go by magazines and what they recommended. But yeah, and I didn't have MTV. It wasn't can you say the word now? It wasn't really a thing that my parents could afford. So, but no, that is my 10 albums that I believe people have owned in the past or own now, and keep rocking. And hi to everyone in the VC. And oh yeah, Gene Simmons, you're a fucking knob. That's Ronnie James Dio's sign, not yours, you dick. See you later.